You and I have no idea how much upside this chart has or is about to experience. This is the crypto total market cap chart, everything, including Bitcoin. Here's the altcoin chart. If you've got that kind of higher risk tolerance, if you've got some exposure to altcoins, you and I have no idea, in a very bullish way, in a bullish sense, how high this chart is going to go. Huge news dropping today. That is American Leadership in Digital Finance Revolution. I want to go over that news very briefly. And then I want to look at Ethereum in this video because Ethereum is on the precipice of a massive breakout. I want to show you the exact trigger zone. This is a very big area for altcoins. It would be kind of this unthinkable move right now at this stage. I think many people, including myself, are very much in anticipation of a potential drawdown, a pullback for Ethereum and altcoins. It would be very normal. But I want to show you the area. If Ethereum makes this move, it would be very similar to a move that it made in 2020. Hit the subscribe and like on the way in if you're not in our risk models, our exit planners, in our intelligence system. Please check it out right now. We have 40% sale going on. If you're a macro investor, I really think these tools will be valuable for you. So let's look at this news really briefly, and then we'll dive into all these charts. And this plays right into the total crypto market cap charts that we just talked about. And I want to take a glance at these as well. The SEC just launched Project Crypto. There is so much to it. I'm not going to go through all of it, but digital asset distributions are coming back to America as the SEC embraces tokenized stocks and bonds. New rules for airdrops, ICOs, and DAOs are coming with focus on not excluding U.S. citizens. It's been years. It's been years of this happening. And now here we are, golden age of American crypto. So if you've been in the space for years, you know that U.S. citizens, they're always left out of like major things going on in crypto because the regulatory environment has just been too risky. Paul Atkins, writing this kind of American Leadership in Digital Finance Revolution, a ton here, completely ending that whole entire thing. So I wanted to go over a couple key points, and then we're going to talk about charts. First, we will work to bring crypto asset distributions back to America. The days of convoluted offshore corporate structures, decentralization theater, and confusion over security status are over. President Trump has said that America is in its golden age, and under our new agenda, our crypto asset economy will be too. Many firms seek to tokenize their common stock, bonds, partnership interests, and other securities, or tokenize the securities of third parties. Much of the innovation is offshore today due to regulatory challenges in the U.S. Do you understand now what is about to happen in terms of liquidity, in terms of and stablecoin volume coming on chain to get exposure to all of this explosion of innovation that is about to take place? So we look at a total crypto market cap chart on the monthly. We're just above last cycle's all-time highs. Do you realize, as we're, again, I keep saying it, at the intersection of a very bullish business cycle, the beginning of something very nice for risk on assets, do you realize what's happening right now from a regulatory perspective? So when we look at the total crypto market cap chart, when we look at the altcoin market cap chart, there is so much in store. I don't want to be too bullish, but even my fun target that I have here of 12.5 trillion, if you're a macro long-term investor, even this target is kind of like, it's nice, being we're sitting below 4 trillion right now, but it is definitely not the ultimate top in terms of the crypto space and in terms of what is happening right here, value coming on chain. This is next level, everybody. So here we are. I want to do some kind of analysis on the Ethereum charts, give you a new angle on things, especially from a short-term perspective. I noticed this rising wedge type of pattern, higher highs, higher lows on the daily chart taking place right now. Please keep in mind, we've been talking about this nonstop, and not even taking into consideration this pattern, but just a fall in between the 20 and the 50-day moving average. It's around 2,900 to around, the 20-month moving average or 20-day moving average around 3,500. So $3,500 to $2,900. It's in play, right? We might fall out of this wedge, but I spotted something that I want to bring to your attention because I kind of alluded to this yesterday, and that is using these risk scores that we've been monitoring within our intelligence system for Ethereum. And let me kind of zoom out here. This is what the risk model looks like, the heat map. We've been in this kind of consistent area on the risk score, and then we're consolidating for months. Not once, not twice, but potentially going into this third time right now. Ethereum sitting at a 56. Here's where this plays into 2020. And I talked about this yesterday, and that is, this is a pre-bull market number. This was a pre-bull market number. You can see a 55 on November 23rd. And we see what Ethereum did right there. I want to zoom in and show you something. On the weekly chart for Ethereum, at that moment when it's hitting a 55 and you see, we're at this kind of area right here on the chart. Here it is, November 23rd. Look at that weekly candle. It's looking nice, some upward momentum happening. And then it even continued into this higher high, higher low move on Ethereum. But look at it. It was kind of getting just into that just momentum overbought area, right? Just look at that. That was the beginning of the move. Notice the risk score. Ethereum is doing something very similar right now. Look at this. Just hitting this overbought area. We're not even that high in terms of being overbought. But at the same time, if you even look at this red candle that's in play right now, there's even a little bit of upward momentum to it. And that's what we're kind of seeing on this daily chart. So what I'm trying to say is this. The move for Ethereum right now is so very similar. And I actually want to zoom out on the daily. I want to go back to the daily, November 23rd, right before the bull move last cycle, November 23rd, 2020, by the way. And I want to look at this on the daily chart. November 23rd, right there. This is where we are. Nice swing high, some consolidation. But look at this higher high, higher low structure that Ethereum was putting in at this moment. It's looking like it's ready to consolidate. It's looking like it's ready to really make a move to the downside, and then it blasts off out of that 50s range on our risk model. So if we go now to the risk model and we look at, hey, November 22nd, November 23rd, there's a 55 risk score. Guess what? It's higher highs, higher lows, boom, blast off into the bull. So for me, when I'm looking at all of these charts, there's Ethereum back then before that move, similar risk score, right? And then we go to the daily chart right now. We kind of move over here, similar risk score, similar pattern setup. I am looking for this area right here, a breakout out of this rising wedge pattern. If Ethereum does this, and notice what's there, it's kind of this upper trend line, right? That $4,100 area is the previous swing high back here. This really is, I need to find a new word, but in terms of using Ethereum as an altcoin indicator, this is a trigger area. I don't know if Ethereum will break it. The purpose of this video is not to say it's going to break it, but the purpose of the video is to say if it does break it above 4,100 and out of this rising wedge as we escape the 50s, probably from a risk model perspective, we have to start really paying attention, especially at the confluence of all these bullish headlines that are nonstop dropping right now at the confluence of this business cycle. Interest rates have not come down yet, but they're getting ready to come down. And there's going to be a lot of speculation about the chances of interest rates starting to come down soon, right? So nobody knows when it's going to happen, but I'm just saying there's a lot of ingredients here that could play into a massive Ethereum and altcoin breakout. So that's what I'm watching on Ethereum right now. I wanted to just get a glance at Ethereum for altcoin analysis, but I also wanted to cover this news because again, there's so much here. I didn't want to spend a lot of time on it, but it's very incredibly bullish news for the crypto space. A year ago, Gary Gensler, who was sitting in the chair of Paul Atkins at this time a year ago, was trying to destroy crypto, looking at all of us like we're some criminals because we want to self-custody and just kind of be in charge of our own crypto. Now Paul Atkins, he is a proponent for us. He is a proponent for self-custody and for, doing things like staking and innovation on chain. So really bullish news for crypto, everybody. Wanted to share it with you. Hit the subscribe, hit the like if you enjoyed this video. And if you're not in our intelligence system, please check us out. We have a 40% sale going on. We have a bunch of coins back there in our risk models, more coins in our exit planner. We have our zero AI, our autonomous AI, and more coming. So appreciate you watching. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.